Nikon, Canon, and Sony are the three giants in the imaging industry. However, regarding cameras, Nikon and Canon have been more renowned since they started in the early 90s. But this does not necessarily mean that Sony is inferior to the two. This is attested by Nikon Z9 using Sony Sensor. In this video, we will answer the question, does it really matter when Nikon is using another brand's sensor? So before you continue, kindly like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell. Sony is the best when it comes to the sensor department. We have even covered it in our past video when we talked about the battle of the camera giants, Nikon versus Sony versus Canon. Even though Sony has not been in the camera world as long as Nikon and Canon, it was able to get into the arena because of its amazing sensors. And Sony is the largest supplier of that part. Even the Nikon Z7 and the Canon EOS R3 both carry with them Sony sensors. Now the Nikon Z9, one of the brand's most powerful mirrorless cameras, is also said to be equipped with a Sony sensor. Let's see if it does make a difference. Sony is best known for its television, game consoles, the PlayStation, and other consumer electronics for entertainment and music. Not as popular as these products, Sony is also a leader when it comes to semiconductors. It designs, develops, and produces semiconductor components which are also used to create image sensors, integrations, display devices, and lasers. So what really is the issue which transpired between these two brands? Actually, there is really no issue between these brands. However, some tech media have made it seem to appear that there is when Tech Insights have revealed that the Z9 has a Sony sensor. Tech Insights is a Canada-based entity that aims to provide reverse engineering. Thus, they provide details and advanced analysis of technology and intellectual properties. Just this June 2022, it was published that the Z9 is equipped with the Sony IMX609 AQJ full-frame 45.7 MP stacked back-illuminated CMOS image sensor, which is grabbed as a great content opportunity by the media. From this arose an issue with the fact that Nikon used sensors from Sony, and yet in the Z9 product page on Nikon's website, specifically on the stacked CMOS sensor part, it reads, "Designed by Nikon specifically to bring ultra-high resolution image quality to high-speed shooting applications," now creating conflicting claims. So what is really the story with these two brands, and why, despite the use of Sony sensors, Nikon still claims that they designed the Z9's stacked CMOS sensor? The answer is pretty simple. Because it really is designed by Nikon. Sony is a conglomerate. It is made up of different companies which are separate from each other. Sony Semiconductors is a manufacturer of chips for different electronic companies globally. In 2021, it is even considered to be one, if not the biggest supplier of image sensors for smartphones. It is even one of the companies dominating the market for CMOS sensors. Therefore, its company is designed to render its services to anyone, especially huge companies. Although under the same name, Sony Semiconductors is distinct from Sony Electronics, who manufactures the brand's camera and is a rival company of Nikon. Yes, Nikon has solely developed, designed, and produced sensors internally in a number of its powerful cameras. However, any company will always consider the cost-benefit analysis in doing things. And sometimes, although you can internally manufacture a product or a component of a product, it might be a better option to outsource the service to another who can provide better for less. And it is not news that Nikon usually does this. That they take designs of Sony sensors, and then they would request the brand to make the changes that would give them the desired output. That is why, technically, it is still designed by Nikon. Why? Because even if the chip that the Nikon Z9 or any of the Nikon cameras uses is manufactured by Sony, it still has Nikon's intellectual properties in it. Although not disclosed to the public as to the details, when Sony produces a chip for Nikon, the latter will give specifications that they will need to meet the intended features of the camera. So the end product is specifically designed for Nikon alone. Such customizations in the design demanded by Nikon will only be available to them alone, as it remains to be protected. With this disclosure of the model of the Sony sensor used by the Z9, issues were created, and the limelight toward the camera has shifted. The spotlight should have been focused on the Z9's exquisite features, that the 45.7 megapixel stacked CMOS sensor not only gives you high-resolution images, but also allows you to take high-quality shots in low-light conditions. Plus, you can record 8K Ultra HD videos at 24, 25, or 30 frames per second, and can grab 33 megapixel stills from said video. Video recording also comes without any time limit and can remain at a good temperature even for a 2-hour non-stop filming. It also has a long battery life that can take up to 170 minutes of recording. All these features and more with the Nikon Z9 using Sony Sensor, does it really matter? No, it does not. The Nikon Z9 is a powerful and monstrous camera. This fact should not have even made a big deal because this has long been Nikon's practice, even with its past cameras. In the previous videos where we compare and battle out cameras from different brands, we always say that the best camera for you is the one that most suits your needs. After all, cameras are built differently with various features. Often, people tell you to always think thoroughly about the brand when buying your first camera. But the reason why we encourage you to do so is only because of compatibility with lenses and other accessories that you may consider buying in the future. And that's it. It will never be the smartest way to purchase merely based on brand alone. And worse is not purchase a product just because a part is manufactured by a different brand. So with all the specs considered, the Sony sensor in the Nikon Z9 does not affect the fact that the Z9 is an awesome camera. Hope you learned a lot from this video, and if you did, please don't forget to hit the like button. For more videos like this, subscribe and visit our channel just clicked, and click the notification bell to be the first to know when we upload new videos. See you in the next one!